Sorry. Hello?
Hello.
Gotcha. Sorry. Hello? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear myself in the live stream.
From my live stream?
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Alright, I'm gonna copy the link and invite some people that asked for it.
Gotcha.
Here we go. Are you in the WhatsApp group as well? Or just in the Discord?
Oh, no, I don't think I am, no.
You're not in the WhatsApp?
No, but you could add me.
Mika? Okay, let me see how I could add you here. Might be able to just share the link. Okay, I'll try to. I'll figure out how to add you
Gotcha.
after this session is over.
I
So,
bet.
this is what we're looking at today for Eurodollar.
Yep.
In yesterday's analysis on Sunday, August 13th, we talked about how price is going to pull back into this fair value gap and then continue going lower, targeting these lows right here. And Monday, during London session, price did exactly that. It went below it, tapped back into this 4-hour fair value gap, and then displaced lower, running through these lows right here. And when it took out these lows, it left behind another fair value gap right here, which we could see right here, with an order block resting or being the third candle of this fair value gap high. We are still looking to target these lows right here, as there's a lot of sell side right here as well as relatively equal lows that price is likely to draw to. So we just have to wait and see what price wants to do. We're trading the silver bullet strategy on the euro dollar, and
Yep.
this strategy is time based, specific time based. And for the New York AM session, it's based around 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. This is where we look for our entry. But since today is Monday and news have already passed, actually it's 9:30. There is another news at 5:30. I mean 9:30, so we could see why it's making its moves. Okay. So right now it is between 9:30 and 10, and news just released, which could be the movement used to sweep sell side in order to continue going lower. We got another member in here, Junaid. I don't know if he has a mic.
Hey, how's it guys?
What's going on, bro?
How's it going?
Yeah, no, observing, watching today mainly,
Yeah.
but really appreciating the bit of nuggets I'm picking up in the group and here as well. I'm not very vocal in the group, but in terms of like piecing everything together to a point where it really starts making sense for you. The group's been really helpful for me.
Yeah, that's amazing. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. That's
So,
the
are you saying that since there was news at 9:30 that initiated move early?
say that one more time.
Are you? I heard you mentioning that there was news at 9:30.
Yes, yes.
Um, so I'm just checking. Like, do you find that if there was news that the whole move starts happening just a bit earlier, and that what we really do is we just catch the retracement into the gap um, in the actual time zone.
Yeah, so the cool thing about news is you could play it either way. Some people are
Mhm.
very good at figuring out where the draw on liquidity is before the news,
Uh huh.
and then
Oh yes,
they look for a setup that leads them into that large displacement move. And
yes. I've seen some people where like in hindsight when I'm actually watching what happened, and I'm like, oh crap, that you can see it clearly grabbing liquidity
yeah,
and then taking a run to the other side. But I've never, to be honest, I've never been able to like successfully and consistently catch those. So I stay out of them, you know.
yeah,
But yeah, you were saying some people are really good at spotting uh, which liquidity is most likely to be taken first. How, in your opinion, like how does one start discerning what's going to be a stronger draw? And I think that's what I struggle with. I can see imbalances. I can see liquidity. I can see the stuff, where it's supposed to be sitting.
hmm
I just am not that good at deciphering or predicting which one's going to be taken first. More likely.
let me ask you this: what time frame do you use when you look for the buy side and sell side liquidity?
So because of the bits that I've picked up from ICT videos, I see that he says you got to look at the higher time frame, like a 15 minute at least, all
hmm
the way down to 1 minute.
Do you go to the monthly, the weekly, and the daily time frame?
So okay, I see where your question is going, and I think this is somehow something that I perpetually end up omitting. So like sometimes I'll be in a trade and a friend of mine will be in an opposite position, or his opinion is opposite. You might not even be in a position. And then he'll point out to me and say, "Hey, check your H4 or check your daily gap or this sort of thing." So I think that's where I've been ballsing up, if I can call it that.
hmm
So to answer your question, you asked, do I go to those? I do, but very rarely, and I think it's like typical noob mentality where you try and play around more with you spend your time where you see actual movement, but it's not the real movement overall.
Yeah, no, I completely understand because that's how I started out as well. I used to never go to these higher time frames, and when I used to not go to these higher time frames, it left me completely clueless onto what's going on in the market. But for
Mm-hmm.
for yesterday, Onsite and I went to analyze euro dollar all the way since the monthly time frame, and I could run that back real quick just to show you what we see. So,
Mm-hmm.
because if you frame what's going on in the higher time frame, then you can have a better idea of what it's likely to do on the lower time frames. And ICT also mentioned to us that the banks, they don't move on 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 minute time frames. They move on like monthly, 2 months, like yearly. They move on the large scale time frames.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if we can get an idea of what price is likely to do on the higher time frames, then zooming into the lower time frames, this is where we can find our setup to get into the trade. And
Okay.
just to get an idea of where price is likely to head, on site and I were talking about how on the monthly time frame we see that price pulled back up right here and failed to break these highs. But in the mean, can you see my screen? I'm sharing it on Discord.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so there's these external highs right here that have not
Mm-hmm.
been taken out yet. This move right here tried to take these highs out, but it failed. And in the meantime,
Mm-hmm.
it created relatively equal highs.
Okay, I see you. And an order block, basically.
Yes, and it created these
Okay.
relatively equal highs inside of this order block right here.
Uh-huh.
And after it did that, after it reaccumulated orders in this order block, it displaced lower and broke this swing low right here,
Mm-hmm.
which created a shift in market structure because
Okay.
it ran below it and it closed below it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then right here, when it took out these lows and closed below it, it targeted these relatively equal lows right here.
Mm-hmm.
So this happened in 2015. These lows were created from 2015 all the way up to
Mm-hmm.
2016. And then it displaced below it, and then it pulled back, and now is retesting this order block right
That
here.
structure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when it did that, it left behind a fair value gap right here
Mm-hmm.
that we could see price could, in the long
Pull
term,
back into.
pull back into it. And
Mm-hmm.
if it wants to respect it and continue moving higher,
Mm-hmm.
then we could see something like this happening. Here's the large move, and it pulled back. We could see price tap into the fair value gap and then continue
Mm-hmm.
going higher, targeting these relatively equal highs right here.
Mm.
So this is long-term bias. But when we go down to the week,
So
sorry,
I'm
you go
seeing
ahead.
how it starts forming a narrative in terms of like the potential, like what's starting to sink in for me with your explanation is actually over, like from a higher time frame all the way down, you could potentially start mapping out a potential pathway that price will take to get to where you think it's ultimately gonna get to.
Yes. So that's exactly what we're trying to do as well. And then after we have an idea of what's happening on the monthly time frame, we can go back to the weekly time frame. And also on the monthly time frame, this move right here is a mitigation block
Mm-hmm.
because once this high was created and it pulled back, this move tried to take out these highs, but it couldn't. And then it
Uh-huh.
displaced all the way down. So
Uh-huh.
price is likely to tap into this level right here because ICT taught us that mitigation blocks are a good target area to aim for. And it looks like price is heading towards this way for the long term, anyways, which it could. But going down to the weekly time frame, this is what Onsite and I saw for yesterday's analysis. Right here, there is a volume imbalance. Okay? This volume imbalance is marked by these two red lines right here. These two red lines.
Uh-huh.
Price went up, filled them with the bodies, tapped above it just slightly with this wick. Can you see that?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Tapped above it slightly with this wick and then closed below it. Continued moving lower. So, also what we saw is that there was a fair value gap right here left on the weekly time frame, which price could tap into and continue going higher, targeting these highs, these relatively equal highs right here,
Uh-huh.
and it could run through this fair value gap, take out this low, and continue going lower, ultimately targeting. Let me show you the 4-hour, ultimately targeting these triple bottoms right here.
Mm.
So that's what we have for the intraday. But for long-term bias, we're still bullish. But for the intraday bias, we're trying to see where the clear draw on liquidity is, which it already took out all of these lows right here. And on the 4-hour time frame, we saw that it created this fair value gap right here after it broke these lows. And then London session tapped into the 4-hour fair value gap and then continued going lower. So right now we are still intraday bearish until liquidity is taken out. Because when this liquidity gets taken out, then we could see what price is wanting to do. So a lot of the times Mondays are used as days to gather more information on the price, on the charts, and to see where price is likely to head to for the remaining of the week.
I like the way you put that. Where you said gather more information on Mondays.
Yeah.
Because there's like sort of like the old adage of a lot of traders that just say like, no, they don't trade on Mondays. Some guys on Mondays and some say Fridays as well.
Mm-hmm.
But few say why, and if they do say why, it's just like now the market needs to do its thing. But I like the way you put it. Gather more information about what price is likely to do.
Yeah.
It basically guides.
Because that's the thing. I used to take so many
Need to be
trades
looking
every
out
single
then.
day, and I used to look for setups every hour of the day. And I'm telling you, that's what caused me to blow a bunch of accounts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've gone past that those excessive trading and all that shit. Now just actually sticking to the times has become easy.
Mm-hmm.
The set times. It's now for me about accuracy and obviously as much as he says you can't want to be right. You do want to be right. You do want the result that comes with it.
Yeah.
And then, apart from being right, you want to be more precise then, I think. Sorry, I've got kids running in the passage of the house here. I've been trying to get away from them, moving around on my phone, and they just all over the show. Thank you very much for that explanation. It helps me a lot. It gives me some work to do in terms of just going to the chart and looking from a higher time frame and narrating basically be like a GPS, that
Yeah.
narrates a pathway.
That's the whole beauty of this game. We just have to find the story and be able to stick with the story. What about you on site? What do you think?
I think it's gonna take out these lows, bro.
The 4-hour lows right here?
Yeah, it's gonna take them out, bro.
Yeah, it looks like it's
And then I
heading
think
for
it's
it.
gonna reverse and balance price action in like PM session maybe.
So now the question is, where is it likely to reverse to?
Or you're just gonna go to like the old consolidation from what's it called, Friday? Probably the 50% of that. Let's see. For me that looks like around
So I can also see, looking at it right here, is that
Yeah.
this order block, this 1 hour order block has been tapped into right here
Yeah.
at 4 a.m., which also happens to be inside of this 4 hour fair value gap. So this is a strong order block right here because when it tapped into it, it rejected and immediately went straight lower.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I want to see where midnight opening is so we could see where that is. So Monday the 14th, right here. This is midnight opening. Okay. So if we're thinking about the power of threes, midnight opening, it accumulated and manipulated, and then it displaced lower.
Yeah.
So now it could either continue going lower to finish
Yeah.
its displacement move, or it could start retracing back to find its close.
That's right.
But looking at the weekly time frame, it's still clear
Yeah.
that these are going to be ran through and tapped into this fair value gap right here.
Yeah.
So we're 2 minutes away from silver bullet timing.
Yeah.
And this is what we have so far.
Yeah. GBP USD just took out its 1 hour low.
GBP USD.
Yeah. Usually your USD and GBP USD have like positive correlation. You'll probably see it better on the 4 hour time frame, but yeah.
Oh, it sure
Yeah,
did.
basically. Yeah.
It sure did.
It didn't exactly market structure shift yet, but it's about to, I think.
And it still has these lows that it wants to take out.
Yeah. Those are equal lows, yeah.
Yeah. And these lows are resting almost, within this bullish order block right here.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's see what price is wanting to do around silver bullet area or timing. We could see that it left behind another fair value gap right here on the 15-minute time frame.
Yeah.
I know everybody trades the silver bullet differently than everyone else. Some people like to take it on the 15 minute, some people like to take it on the 5 or the 1 minute time frame. And from back testing so far, what I found most successful for me personally is looking for the entry on the 1 minute time frame if it aligns with the 15 minute and the 5 minute time frame. Okay, cool. So we got 5 people in here.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
We didn't like it that much.
All right, so 5 minute looks like it's starting to pull back.
Yeah.
I want to see how it reacts off of this fair value gap. On site, do you also trade GJ?
No, I don't, but I know people who like tell me to trade it. And they say it's a really, they also say like UG is a pretty good pair too. It
UJ.
follows ICTs nicely. Do you trade it?
GBP, yes, I do trade it on and off, and I found it to be successful as well.
Yes.
But Euro USD and GJ are like
They're
top.
positive correlation.
Yeah, they're pretty good. But for now, I'm just sticking with Euro
Yeah.
to see how it's going because that's also what I'm using to back test.
Yeah. Have you gone for funded accounts yet?
Yeah, and I blew many of them.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
I'm trying to master this silver bullet strategy now, so
Yeah.
I could get it going and then start with another funded challenge, which I'm starting pretty soon, hopefully either by the end of this
Yeah.
month or by next month.
Yeah.
What about you?
Same plan, bro. I was thinking of opening it like next week,
Who do you
around next
use?
week. Huh?
Who do you use? Which prop firm?
Oh, I was gonna either do my funded FX or True Forex funds because True Forex funds has 0 pips uh spread, and then but their commission is like $1 higher, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I might look into that because
Yeah.
I use MFF,
Yeah, that one's good too. Yeah.
but their spreads and their commission combined equal to like almost $8,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which is pretty crazy. But
Yeah.
we're still looking to see what price is doing. So
1 minute just market structure shifted.
yes, it definitely did, and it could draw up higher now,
Yeah.
but we just wait and see. Because it also looks like it's kind of in a consolidation.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see if the higher time frames want to align with that. Because 15-minute could tap into this fair value gap right here.
Yeah,
then
that's true.
pull
Yeah.
back because it is the lowest hanging fruit on the tree, like ICT likes to say.
Yeah.
And but this one is still left unfilled, so we gotta see what that one wants to do. But from this displacement move right here,
Yeah.
this fair value gap is resting in the discount zone in a bearish intraday market, which means that we want to wait for price to go up to the premium zone to be looking for short positions.
Yeah.
So I could possibly anticipate price to just run through this fair value gap,
Yeah.
tap into this one, then continue going lower. Possibly see something like this.
True. Yeah.
So let's just wait and see what price wants to do.
Yeah. We just filled a 1 minute fair value gap. Like a bullish fair value gap. It's a very tiny one. You can barely even see it. Yeah, that thing right there.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm still waiting to see what it wants to do. I don't want to see it continue going lower just yet, just because there's no fair value gaps that it filled in this area, but there is a fair value gap right here that it could fill. Let me see how the fib looks like here. Yeah. So this fair value gap is in the premium zone of this 5 minute displacement. But nothing yet. We're still just waiting to see what price wants to do.
Yeah. You're in that Facebook group, right?
Which one?
Is it something like ICT trading concept?
I was, but I think I got kicked out.
Like in the chats, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't see them either. Yeah.
because I was in it, and then all of a sudden I just stop seeing them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's fine. We got a real group anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so price tapped into the 30-minute fair value gap right here. And it looks like it's pushing up higher to tap into these. So far it's looking good. It's looking good.
Yeah.
Now if it pulls back, if it wants to shift in market structure, there is no fair value gap that it could pull to, so it could just run below these lows and then take out these highs if it wants to shift in market structure to the upside. Price is about to tap into the 5-minute fair value gap right here.
Yeah.
And it did leave behind a 1-minute fair value gap
Yeah.
after it swept all of these highs, which this could be a shift in market structure because price created a lower low, and then a lower high. Actually, relatively equal highs right here that it ran through, pulled back into it, into this order block, and then continued going higher.
That 1 minute fair value gap was respected
It
too.
was
Uh,
this one right here,
it's the one at 10:04.
10
Recently, it was a bullish fair value gap.
right here.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, it was respected and it pushed right above it.
Yeah.
This bearish order block has been violated,
Yeah.
but it still looks like it's aiming towards this 5-minute fair value gap.
Yeah.
And also
Probably even the
what were you saying?
probably even the 15-minute order block.
Yes. This one right here.
Yeah.
But this is also a swing high right here that price ran through. This
Ooh, yeah.
could be another confluence for a shift in market structure. But here we go. It just tapped into the 5-minute fair value gap.
Yeah.
Let's see what it wants to do from here. and it left behind a 5-minute, another 5-minute fair value gap bullish right here. Which could get violated, retest, push up if it's shifting in market structure, or this just could be a pullback to continue going lower. Okay, so it looks like it's making its way above.
We just hit the 15-minute order block.
Okay, so let's see how it wants to react off that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if we were to take a trade, it would look something like this, with the stops right above this high right here, let's say 14 pips,
Yeah.
with a 36 pip take profit.
Yeah.
So price is violating this 5-minute fair value gap. We just want to see how it closes within the next minute and a half. And for anybody watching, just in case you're wondering, I'm not in a trade. I just put this short position right here just to see what price wants to do around this fair value gap. So the 5-minute closed above this fair value gap right here, and it closed above it with a large candle balancing out this fair value gap right here, turning it into a 5-minute inverse fair value gap. 15-minute so far looks like it's respecting the 15-minute order block.
Yeah.
So on the 4-hour time frame,
Yeah.
I could see that there's a fair value gap right here that
Oh
was
yeah.
created June 15th.
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
That price has not broken, because you can see all the bodies here, they just close right at the fair value gap low,
Yeah.
and it's respecting it. So that's a strong level, which price could finally run through sometime this week. Five-minute pulled back, retested this inverse fair value gap.
Yeah.
But it is yet to sweep this high right here, this order box high.
There's an inverse fair value gap on the 5 minute. I might just test that.
Which
Yeah,
one?
that
This
one. And below it too.
right here.
Yeah.
So what we could see so far is that price pulled back up, respected this 15-minute fair value gap, continued pushing
Yeah.
lower. It's retesting this 5-minute inverse FVG, and now it's likely to test this 5-minute FVG as well.
Okay.
But it has yet to close below it. It closed, bodies closed inside of the fair value gap.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And it still hasn't tapped into our premium zone on the 15-minute. Unless, yeah, if we mark it from this high to this low, then we could see that price barely tapped into the 50 in the premium zone right here, and then it rejected. So it could continue going lower now.
Yeah.
We just wait about 45 seconds and see how this closes.
Have you went through the 2023 mentorship yet?
I haven't finished it yet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I've seen a lot of them, and there's some
A lot of
videos
it.
still that I have to rewatch, look
Yeah.
into.
Yeah.
If you want, we could also study them together, like go
Yeah.
watch the videos together and then study them together.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 5-minute right here closed below the fair value gap.
Yeah.
Could be creating a small gap right here in order to continue going lower. 15-minute just opened, so we'll see how it reacts here, because if it breaks this candle's high,
Yeah.
then
I think it's gonna break that candle's high.
yeah, then it could be a shift in market structure in order to target these highs up here. Because the 1 minute as well pushed up and tapped into the 1 hour fair value gap, and it's now retracing down. So if it breaks these lows on the 1 hour, then I can
Yeah.
anticipate price to continue going lower, targeting these lows. All right, so it looks like price just filled this gap right here, so it could continue going lower, but it hasn't swept this low yet. And it still hasn't tapped into this 5-minute FVG. Do you usually trade the AM session only, or do you also look for setups on the PM sessions?
Mostly 90% of the time I trade a AM session.
AM session?
Usually I only trade between 9:30 to 10:30, and then I usually just close my charts and then yeah.
Done for the day.
Yeah.
How often do you back test?
Uh I mean recently not much, but like probably last week I did a lot. Last week, the starting of last week, I think like Monday, Tuesday. I do it on Notion usually too. I take like screenshots of it
Mm-hmm.
and then I put it onto Notion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I heard Notion's a good software to use
Yeah.
to like journal and keep track of everything.
Yep. I just
Alright.
got this random trading journal on YouTube and it's pretty solid.
Say that again?
I got a random trading journal from I don't even know what YouTube channel it was, but like it's a pretty good trading journal.
Is it on Excel?
No, it's on Notion.
Mm.
I used to use Excel. It's pretty nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're moving up. Yeah.
Yeah. So we could see that this fair value gap right here held. We did see
Yeah.
some candle bodies close below, but ultimately it could just be creating a mitigation block right here if these highs hold.
Mm-hmm.
But if it were to break through these highs, leave behind a fair value gap, then it should continue going higher and do the complete opposite of what it did for 9:30 through 10 a.m. News.
Yep.
A lot of the times while I was back testing this strategy,
Yeah.
I don't see a trade setup occur during 10 to 11. I
Yeah.
see it occur just a little bit after, before the PM session,
Yeah.
and it's a great setup that forms after. Some like a lot of the times I saw during back testing that a great setup forms after, but since it's not within our scope,
Yeah.
then we can't take the trade. All right, so it respected this fair value gap, broke
Yeah.
above this support and resistance line, left behind the fair value gap. Depending on how this candle closes, it could close above it, take out these highs right here, or it could just use this as a mitigation block to continue going lower, targeting these lows for now, and ultimately these lows, these higher time frame lows. So if it runs above these equal highs right here and closes above them, then it would be a shift in market structure. Which could potentially allow us to target these highs up here. If it doesn't hold these levels. So it's retesting these highs. And just tapped into it. Didn't run through it just yet. But it did just sweep above this high right here. Just by 1 point. We can see the high of this right here is 90.88. This high right here is 90.89. Just by 1 point. So if it breaks this low right here with energy, then it is a valid shift in market structure to the low side.
Yeah.
So far, the 15-minute bearish order block has been respected. But I want to see how it closes within the next 2.5 minutes.
Think about trying to identify what every single one of them has. Because it isn't like an SMA agency. Copywriting it isn't a sales or being set up.
bearish order block is still being respected. But it still has yet to tap into, wait, no, it did tap into the discount zone, premium zone twice.
Oh yeah, it did, yeah.
On the 15-minute time frame, it tapped into it twice, so it could now potentially shift in market structure if these lows are broken with energy. But if it does that before 11, then we could potentially have a setup. But if it doesn't do that before 11, then no trade for today, and then we move on till tomorrow. But there's still a PM session after, so many people like to trade the PM session as well. But
yeah,
I'm not going to do that today. If there's no setup between 10 and 11 today, then no trade for me. Instead, I will use this day just to get more information and see what price is likely to do.
yeah.
On the 1 minute, we could sort of see a shift in market structure right here. Swing lows created, fair value gap broke below it and closed below it, left behind the fair value gap. So we could see something like this potentially on the 1 minute time frame,
Yeah.
targeting these lows and potentially these. The price is still consolidating around this red line right here. Nothing yet.
About to tap into your entry. 1 minute. 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 1
See if it wants to. It does.
Yeah.
Now, does it want to continue going higher and taking out these relatively equal highs? It looks like it will.
Yeah.
And it created a small fair value gap right here. There we go. It's made. It swept all this liquidity right here.
Yeah.
So now we want to see what it wants to do from there. Okay. This still, to me, isn't a valid sweep of liquidity. This, well, with a wick, it could make it a official sweep of liquidity, but since it wicked slightly above it, I want to see it sweep it with bodies. But it looks like it's still in consolidation right now, so still no valid entries. It looks like price is still accumulating right now.
Yeah.
So we have 5 minutes left for this silver bullet session. And it doesn't look like we have any entries.
If we break below the low that was created at 1047, that would be a valid market structure shift. 1047.
Yeah, I'm still not liking this consolidation for now, because it still hasn't broke above these highs,
Yeah.
which rests within the discount zone. Hold on. Let me measure it from this high to this low. It wicked above it 3 times, and it's still consolidating in that area. So, as far as now, price went back and retested this level of support, which is also the high of this 5-minute fair value gap, and it's not breaking any, or it's not targeting any a clear liquidity just yet. But like you said, if it were to break that this low right here at 1047 with energy, then it's a valid shift in market structure. But if we were to take the fib from the very top of the range, from the London session high all the way to the low right here, then we have still not tapped into the fair value gap and or to the premium zone, which would be resting within these 2 orange lines right here.
Yeah.
So we could see price come up here before it pulls back, or on the lower time frames, if structure is shifted, then we could draw towards this fair value gap for 1 and then this liquidity right here.
Yeah.
So to a lot of people, this is starting to look like a bull flag pattern.
Yeah.
And we have CPI tomorrow, so that should be interesting. All right.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, silver bullet's over.
Silver bullet is over, so no silver bullet trade today.
Yeah.
At least for the AM session. I don't know if you're going to go into the PM session and trade today.
No, probably not.
Yeah, I won't be able to either. But in this case, we have a good amount of information for tomorrow's trading session. We just have to see how today ends
Yeah.
and go from there, because tomorrow we have CPI at
Yeah.
8:30 a.m. So that should be very interesting. But we'll see how it goes from there. As far as now, I'm going to go ahead and end my live stream and come back again tomorrow morning for the same setup.
Yeah.